Hello and welcome to Paint the Town Dead. It is episode 47. It's time.
Hi.
For episode 47. I'm Andrew. I'm here with Caitlin.
Hello. I'm number one.
Oh, she says that all the time.
And it's true.
Not in a height contest. Because I'm taller than you.
In my mind.
I win.
In my mind, I'm the tallest.
I think that just means you need to be taken down a few pegs. We need to start doing a capital quiz again.
Ooh, let's
bring back some geography and see how you do.
Let's not. Let's not.
Let's not.
Ah.
Yeah. So there.
Okay.
Yeah. Where do you know where Enon, Arkansas is?
Enon?
I may be saying that right. Who's to say?
E-N-O-N?
Yes.
No.
Well, fun fact, there's like two of them.
What? Really? And I haven't heard of either of them.
Yeah. One of them's in like southern Arkansas. I think it's near Monticello. And
that's why I haven't heard of it.
And then there's this one that we're going to be talking about today on episode 47. It is, technically wasn't even a real town. It was just unincorporated area.
Oh, of what?
It is in northern Arkansas in, what's that county called? Boone County.
Oh, are we getting started right now?
We are getting started.
Wow, that was... okay, let's do it.
Boone is where Harrison is.
Oh.
Yeah. The nearest town to this Enon place was a town called Omaha. Not the one in Nebraska, obviously. And it's about 10 miles from Branson and about 15 from Harrison.
Missouri?
Yeah.
Really?
That's what it says.
Okay.
It's a really small town. The highest population count I ever found for it was 207 during the 1990 census.
1990?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So it had even less people back where we're going.
Where?
Around 1917 to start with.
We're going way back.
That's right.
You know how Andrew be.
Yeah. We're going to be talking about Ebenezer Badley.
I'm sorry, what?
Ebenezer Badley.
First, tell me, before you go any further, is he the bad guy, yes or no? Debatable?
Perhaps debatable in some ways.
Because with a name like Ebenezer Badley,
yeah,
you're destined for it.
You'd think so. And he went by Eb.
Okay.
For short.
Whatever.
Good old Eb. It's a very strange name.
Uh-huh.
I even like, every time I'd write his name, Eb Badley, I'd have trouble because I wanted to write like Bradley or something. I would write like Ed Bradley instead of Eb Badley.
Is Ebenezer a biblical name?
I don't remember it.
Nebuchadnezzar is.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it.
Or John and James and Andrew.
Yep. Jesus.
Jesus.
Sarah.
Matthew. Yeah.
Acts. Pistol. Wait.
Acts.
ACTS.
Yeah. Okay. Why'd you say pistol?
I didn't. I don't know.
Episcopalians.
Romans.
Romans.
That's a name.
Corinthians.
Leviticus.
Deuteronomy.
Okay, we need to continue.
All right. So, he fought over there in what was called World War I. He fought in France.
Okay. And
comes back home in 1917. And he is in his mid-20s at this point, and he starts courting 16-year-old Georgia Huffman. Ooh. Yeah. It seems like there's a lot of like going after way too young girls all the time.
Legit.
Especially back then.
Yeah.
I wonder if they even had like age of consent laws yet.
It's probably like 14.
I think 16 is the age of consent in Arkansas technically or something.
Right. I think you're right. Back then it was 12.
Back then it was, yeah. So yeah, he's in like his mid-20s. She's 16 when he starts courting her. Her parents did not approve of this relationship.
Wonder why?
Yeah.
I'm yawning, sorry.
Yeah. He actually had previously had a wife who died.
Oh.
And 2 children who also died.
What? Well, hold up.
That's not going to be super important.
Okay.
It's not like, oh no, a pattern.
I saw
it's not
a
one
pattern.
of those. It's not one of those. So spring of 1920, Georgia becomes pregnant.
Are they married?
No.
What a scandal.
It sure is. Her father threatened to kill Eb.
Gosh.
And So Eb and Georgia, they'd still write to each other, but the dad was like, for real, like, I have a shotgun and I will kill you if you don't leave my daughter alone.
Is this the pattern? Is this the foreshadowing?
Nah.
Oh, okay.
Or is it?
Oh.
Stop trying to spoil it, Caitlin.
I'm sorry, I think too much.
Kathleen. I'm gonna start calling you by your proper Irish name.
That is my proper Irish name.
If you don't calm down.
Proper Irish. Continue.
So Georgia would eventually give birth to a son, Utah Carroll Huffman.
I'm sorry, what?
His name was Utah.
What? That's a cool freaking name.
It's a pretty cool name.
Georgia and Utah.
Yeah.
With the dad, Nebuchadnezzar.
Good old Eb.
Ebenezer, sorry.
Yeah. So Utah Carroll Huffman is born.
That's a cool name.
And in the summer of 1922, Eb goes to visit Georgia and his son at her house.
Don't do it.
And
don't do it.
This is apparently a very tense moment. Georgia stood between Eb and her father, acting as like a human shield to make sure he didn't shoot him.
Georgia.
And so yeah, he got to finally see his son for a little bit.
Cool. Was he happy?
Yeah, it seems like he was okay with that.
Okay.
That same summer, he starts seeing a different girl.
Oh, what? No.
A 17-year-old named Julia Scott. She came from a really large family, mostly men in this family. Like, she had a bunch of brothers.
Gross.
And they had a reputation for being rough and tumble characters.
Good old.
They were like moonshine runners and stuff.
Nice.
This is during Prohibition, so
okay, cool.
Yeah, they were generally up to no good. Ne'er-do-wells, if you will.
Ne'er-do-wells.
And in July of 1922, Julia gets pregnant.
Dude, quit.
Or so she claimed. Oh. Turns out she actually lied about that. She wanted to force Eb to marry her.
Well, it didn't work one time before.
Well, you know, that guy.
Did it work
her dad was trying to, murder him and all.
Yeah, that's true.
So
that's true.
He thought the Scott brothers would kill him if he didn't marry Julia because, he knocked her up and all that.
That's a really good reason to marry somebody.
Gotta avoid being murdered, and also I knocked you up.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Solid reasons.
Birth control, guys.
Wrap it.
Her oldest brother, his name was Frank Boss Scott. Boss was his nickname.
Huh.
Everybody had nicknames back then.
Yes, they did. Jelly.
And they had to put them in quotation marks and stuff. Like Andrew Flim Flam. That's me.
Nobody calls you that.
That's what they call me.
That's not.
I am Mr. Flim Flam because of all the scams I'm running all the time.
Or like Frank like, Jelly Nash. Remember him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Jelly was shortened from Jelly Bean.
Which is just
really
weird.
Fun. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
A bank robber named Jelly Bean.
So cute.
They call me Sour Patch Kid.
First I'm sour, but then I'm sweet.
Yeah, because I steal from the rich and give to the poor, like Robin
Hood.
Yeah.
Robin, Sour Patch Kid Hood.
I am the Sour Patch Kid. That's my gang.
You can have it.
Yeah.
You can have it.
That's my gangster name, the Sour Patch Kid.
And the name of your gang, incidentally.
Mm-hmm. They're the Sour Patch Boys.
Oh, okay.
No girls allowed.
But they only make things better.
No girls allowed in the Sour Patch Boys. It messes up the name.
No girls allowed.
Yeah.
Like from, what is that? Anyway.
From lots of things.
Yeah. Get on.
So her oldest brother, Boss Scott there, he already had some beef with Badley because he was accused of burning down Eb's brother's farmhouse. And in 1921, Frank Scott got shot in the leg, potentially as revenge for the alleged barn burning.
Mm.
So already a little dicey here.
A little bad blood.
Yeah. And in September, Eb decides he's going to marry Georgia. That was the first girl he knocked up.
Huh.
And actually the only one, technically, the other girl, like I said, she
lied
pretended.
about it,
yeah. She was faking that to try and force him to marry her. Which is all of the red flags possible. And so he tells Georgia to meet him at the train station. And they're going to leave for Missouri while her parents are at church.
Oh, good.
And then when they get to Missouri, they're going to get married. That's the plan.
Okay.
So Eb, he goes to the bank to withdraw some money because you couldn't just use a credit card,
They don't have that.
Yeah, it doesn't exist. And Frank Boss Scott, he's in town as well.
And
he discovers what Ebb is up to.
But his sister isn't even knocked up.
I think they might not know that for sure yet.
Oh.
And also, I mean, they know that they've had a relationship and all this stuff.
Gotcha.
So yeah, the Scotts, they felt like they thought Ebenezer there had shamed their sister, humiliated her. So they were gonna.
She kind of did it to herself.
Kind of. So they were looking for any excuse to get back at him. And that night, Ebb's friend, Henry Blevins, convinces him to go to a wedding and a dance. And Blevins brings his girl, Eddie Creekmore. And
would it be Eddie or Edie?
I'm guessing Ettie. It's Ettie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've never seen that name before in my life.
Gotcha.
And at the dance, Ebb spends his time hanging out with Julia Scott.
Wait, what?
The 17-year-old one. Yeah, the one who faked the pregnancy.
Where's Georgia?
I guess she was at home with that Utah kid, maybe.
This guy's scummy.
He's a bit of a player, isn't he?
He's skeezy.
Because he was planning to take her home one more time before running off with Georgia.
He gross. Get out of here. Badley is an appropriate name.
Badley is it's in his name.
Yes, it is.
It's bad.
Should have known.
This is during Prohibition, as I said. And despite that, it is said that there was a liberal supply of liquor at this dance. Two of the Scott brothers, David and James, they were encouraged by...
those are Bible names.
Yes. Is Frank? I don't think so.
No.
It doesn't seem like it would be.
Gonna say no.
It's like, oh yes, the biblical character, Frank. Here's meet Tim. He's also here. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
those don't seem like they would be Bible names.
Don't think so.
But Frank encourages David and James to...
Frank is short for frankincense.
Okay, there you go.
I got it. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
So Frank, he's the oldest of the brothers, and he encourages David and James to go do something about this here Ebb fellow, since he's a scallywag.
Yeah, he is a ne'er-do-well.
He really is. So they go up to him with their guns.
Good.
At this liquored up dance.
Always good.
And
liquor and guns.
they told Ebb that he might leave with their sister, but he wouldn't make it home with her.
Oh.
Yeah, they're threatening him. Ebb's friend Henry Blevins, he sees what's happening and shoots out the lights.
What?
Yeah, and so in the darkness and confusion, the Scott brothers, they dive out a window while Badley shot at them. But he never hit him.
Okay, cool.
But also it seems like a bad time to be shooting at it seems like a crowded dance and you can't see anything.
You don't even know who you're shooting at.
It seems like a problem.
It does.
So, as you can imagine, there's a big old fight and stuff.
Yeah.
The party breaks up because people are just like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good.
We gotta get out of here. So Ebb and his crew, Henry, Eddie, and Julia. He takes Julia with him.
Ooh.
They leave the party.
I'm sure Georgia was very happy about that.
Nah, she probably didn't know. There's no cell phones. Somebody gonna Snapchat it to her? You're like, look what your man's doing.
Look what I saw.
What scandal? So they're walking home with their horses, which they're
walking home with their horses.
Yeah, because they got like open gates and stuff, and it's easier that way, I guess.
Okay.
You don't have to like keep getting off and on.
Why bring the horse?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
I didn't live back in the time when people used horses all the time for transportation. Yeah. About a quarter mile away from the dance, James and David Scott are waiting.
Because they have to go home that way. They know which way they got to go home.
Yeah. And they ambush them. And they shoot Badley and Blevins multiple times, kill them both, and also ended up shooting Eddie Creekmore in the head.
The girl?
Yeah. And
Why?
she would die 8 days later.
Why did they shoot her?
I don't know. Maybe it's just
caught
like
in the crossfire.
Maybe. Julia Scott, weirdly, is unharmed in the attack. Weird.
But it's her brothers. Of course
Exactly.
they didn't. Oh.
Exactly. Weird, right?
Yeah.
The next day, David, James, and Julia are back at the Scott home. And David had actually been shot in the stomach and was laying in bed dying.
Oh.
And he claimed to have been the one that did the killings and claimed that he acted alone. And he accidentally shot himself while holstering his gun.
That doesn't work like that unless you're pointing it directly into your stomach as your...
Well, I mean, if you're...
No.
Why not?
No.
Because I think it says it was like a holster like you would have up here.
In
Like,
your shoulder, in your
yeah.
in your armpit area,
Yeah.
in your rib area.
Yeah.
Still, no.
So that makes sense if you're pointing across. Yeah.
No, I don't buy it.
Okay. Well, anyway, he dies a few days later.
But that was a really slow, painful death.
Yeah, because it was.
Your body just slowly shuts down.
Frank Scott, the oldest brother, he ended up leaving because he was like, oh no, I can't be involved in this. This is a bad time.
Yeah.
He left to go to California, I guess. But at some point, he ends up in Kansas City and dies in a shootout 10 years later. So he is always up to no good, it seems like.
Ne'er-do-well Central.
Yeah. And I meant to mention David was 19 when this happened.
Young.
Yeah. The other one, James, was like 17, I believe.
How old was our buddy
Frank?
Badley?
Oh, Badley? He would have been like 29 at this point.
Okay. How old was the other one, Frank?
I don't know.
Okay.
But he was the oldest of the Scott brothers, so
Gotcha.
probably similar in age to Badley, if I were to guess. Not really sure.
Huh. What happened to Georgia?
I mean, I guess
she lived her life.
Yeah.
Good. Better off without him.
It seems like it.
What happened to the 17-year-old girl?
I'm working on it.
Okay. Too many questions. I'm sorry.
So the police file first-degree murder charges against David and James. David's dead, though, so he dies, so you can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
And in the preliminary trial against James, Julia claimed that it was not her brothers that ambushed them.
Okay,
and
sure, whatever.
She claimed that she didn't know who it was because she fled into the woods when the shooting began and didn't return to the scene of the crime until 10 minutes later. And James, he said, quote, "I'm as innocent as a newborn babe."
Shut up.
Which is like, I don't know, it's weird old-timey, newborn babe.
A new old-timey jargon.
Yeah. And he would be released on a $7,500 bond, which is $111,556 today.
You did it. You did the thing.
It.
Wow, that's a bit of money.
But after a while, in 1927, the charges against James would be dropped due to a lack of evidence. And the families of the people who were killed, Creekmore, Bill Evans, and Badley, feuded with the Scotts for a long time after, as you can imagine.
Yeah.
While leaving a different dance, Julia Scott was shot in the leg when somebody was trying to shoot James, her brother. Oh. But they would both survive, and James would live the rest of his life as an outcast from the community. And most importantly, this led to a prohibition on dancing in the area.
Really?
Yeah.
It does seem like the bad stuff happened at the dance hall.
Yeah. I mean, back in the day, people act like people back in the day were like so much nicer or whatever. And it's like, people back then were getting so liquored up, they had to ban alcohol entirely for a while. Like, people were way too rowdy.
Guys, we just need to stop it for a little bit. We're just gonna lay off for a while.
Like, y'all cannot be trusted with all this hooch here.
Hooch.
So that's pretty much the story of the Enon Massacre.
Oh.
Am I saying that name right? I don't know.
Let us know. It sounds right to me.
I tried looking up where this town is, and like I said, it's not like a real town, but I guess it was like unincorporated area.
A township.
But when you try and search for Enon, Arkansas, you end up with the one in the south. And
you think it was up north?
It was definitely up north.
Oh, okay.
Because it was near that Omaha town.
Gotcha. So tiny, it's barely even recognized in history.
Yep.
Interesting.
All right, so for our second one,
we have two.
We have two stories.
We have two?
Because they're both pretty short.
2 weeks in a row. Can you believe that, people?
I can't believe it. I refuse to believe it.
It's not real.
I refuse.
Okay, well then let's not do your second story.
It is #fake news. So, we're going to talk about a fellow named John Arthur Tillman.
Is this on our list?
It's been on the list for a while, yeah.
That's what I thought. Okay.
He was born in January of 1891.
Wow, we went way back here.
The third oldest of 9 children. His father was John Franklin Tillman, which is I mean, don't name your child the same thing, basically, but then also don't.
John Frankincense Tillman.
Franklincense.
Frankincense.
And his mother was Linnie Bell Townsell Tillman.
Whoa, Linnie Bell.
Yeah.
Wow.
They were from Delaware, Arkansas,
Where
the
is
town in Logan County.
Which is?
It's pretty close to Russellville.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've never heard of Logan County. Is it still a county?
Yeah.
Huh. I've heard of it.
Why wouldn't it be?
I don't know if they did some county changing. I don't know. Are you looking it up right now to make sure?
Yeah, I just want to see if there's like other towns there.
Notable towns.
Clarksville's pretty close to there as well.
I've been through Clarksville.
Let me see here. Logan County. Where are you at here? Just want to see like what other towns there are, if there are any.
Okay.
Seems like Delaware's the only one I've
never even heard of it. Delaware, Arkansas.
Yeah, Logan County. Oh, Paris.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's where I think that's the.
There's no real big towns there.
No.
Okay.
No, there wouldn't be. I don't think.
Okay.
So yeah, it's Boonville is there.
Oh, that place.
We've talked about before. So that's kind of what's there.
Okay, cool.
1913, he was dating 19-year-old Amanda Stevens.
How old was he?
13 plus 9 is 24.
Okay. Still
no, it's not. It's like 22. Whatever. He was born in 1891 and it's 1913.
I can't do math.
So you do the math.
Okay.
I'm done doing the math.
You did your math. Okay, continue. I'll tell you.
She lived just north of Delaware, and on March 10th, she goes missing.
What? He was 22.
Okay.
Okay.
And there was a note pinned to her pillow that suggested she was running away.
Was it her handwriting?
I mean, I don't know, maybe. How many people could read back then? Probably not a lot. And she had told her friends that she was going to go dancing with John Arthur Tillman there. And her father found an unsigned note in his mailbox that was arranging a meeting between Amanda and John there. And she failed to return home that day, March 10th. And her father tried to get a warrant for Tillman's arrest on the charge of seduction.
That was a thing?
Apparently.
Wow.
Tillman hears about this and to avoid being arrested, runs off to Clarksville.
Okay.
Where he stays with his uncle for a bit.
Okay. Now, where would you put Clarksville in relation to like Little Rock?
Like northwest.
By about?
A little further than Russellville, which is 45? So probably about 45 minutes to an hour, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's along just for reference.
It's along I-40.
Interstate.
Yeah. So it's also pretty close to whatever this town is. I called it Delaware.
Yes.
So yeah, it's pretty close to that. On March 18th, they find Amanda's body.
Oh, wow.
She was in a well on the property of Ambrose Johnson.
A well?
A well. And the Johnsons had been away for several days.
So it wasn't them? Or did they leave before Amanda went missing?
I believe so.
Okay.
And when they returned, they noticed that there was damage to the outside of the well.
Oh.
And they also saw a man sneaking around and up to the well one day that they later said was John Arthur Tillman.
Uh-huh.
And the well had been filled with rocks.
Like when? They filled it with rocks?
No.
While they were gone. So
yeah.
Oh.
So they had to get some neighbors to help clear the rocks out, and that's when they found Amanda underneath them.
Oh.
In the well. She had been shot through the head with a .22 caliber gun.
Whoa.
And had a stone tied to her neck with a telephone wire. And it was determined that she had been killed in a cabin that was about 10 feet away from the well.
Did it belong to the Ambrose people?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was like their house or something?
Yeah, it was all their farm property and stuff. And during the autopsy, they find that she was 4 months pregnant as well.
Oh, no.
So, of course, everybody's going to assume that's Tillman's kid.
Of course.
And that he might be the murderer.
Well, yeah, he doesn't want a scandal like that coming out.
And Tillman's mother stated that on the night of March 10th, when she went missing, he had taken a .22 caliber rifle with him.
Oh.
So they go to arrest him at his uncle's house, and they just keep him at the uncle's house for that night before they're going to transport him, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Which works out super well because he sneaks out through a window.
Yeah, duh.
They always escape. All the time.
Duh.
Several days later, the sheriff, Joel Cook, was informed that Tillman had been captured in Fort Smith.
Okay.
And so the sheriff goes to get him and take him back to Logan County. But he gets there, and it's not Tillman, the prisoner. It's just some other guy that they misidentified.
Oh, gosh.
But then he just finds him in Fort Smith. He found him.
What?
Like on accident, basically.
I guess Fort Smith would be one of the closer big towns at the time.
Yeah, probably so. That or Russellville, I guess.
But how big was Russellville back then? You know,
probably not very big. It's not even super big now,
no,
I guess.
And I bet Fort Smith was the closest bigger town because that was like the last stop for a while.
Yeah. I guess it would, I don't know.
If you were heading out west.
I guess it depends on how close this place at Delaware is to Fort Smith compared to Little Rock.
That's true. That's true.
It might be like almost halfway in between. I'm not sure, actually. But yeah,
Okay.
No, it's definitely closer to Fort Smith. I'm pretty sure. But yeah. So the sheriff still gets him.
Well, that's
despite it not being the right guy.
lucky.
First.
He just riding around. I think I'll get a sandwich from the corner store. And oh look, it's John Tillman.
It'd be like one of our old timey stories where a similar thing happened where somebody got caught in Fort Smith, I think, again, where they're just like, haha, what are you going to do? And it's like, guess arrest you? Like, what do you mean, what am I going to do?
I don't remember that one.
I think that was the guy who kept escaping all the time, Tom Slaughter. I think it might have been him.
That guy. I remember. He escaped a lot.
I think he was like, he escaped from jail and went back to the same town and was just hanging out. Like,
we know who you are, dude.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So Tillman's going to be tried for Amanda Stevens' murder. They're going to have a trial. Begins in August of 1913, and it would end with a hung jury.
Oh.
So they have to have another trial, and that one would end with him being convicted and sentenced to death.
Wow.
And then he would escape again, though. He was on a train from Paris to the state penitentiary in Little Rock.
Mm-hmm. Is that still there, State Pen?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
But he jumps out of the train.
Wow.
Ends up spraining both of his ankles.
I'm sure he did.
And, he's injured. He's kind of hobbling around. So they recaptured him in like 10 hours.
They're like, we got you. That was stupid.
Yeah. So originally he was scheduled to be executed on March 10th, 1914, which was the anniversary of Stephen's murder.
Mm-hmm.
But, appeals caused that to be postponed until July. And at the time, state law mandated that all executions be carried out via electric chair.
Uh-huh.
The law was passed in February of 1913. However, because Tillman's trial began before the execution room was finished, where they're going to do the electric chair stuff, they gave the judge the choice of what kind of execution he would have. And the judge chose hanging.
Oh, what a bad way to die.
Right? Tillman's family, they tried to have a new trial or have his sentence commuted by the governor, George Washington Hayes. And Hayes refused to do anything about it. He has this really incredible quote that's real stupid, I think. It says, "The crime was the most atrocious one, and if the defendant was innocent, he should not be compelled to spend the rest of his days behind prison walls for a crime committed by some other man." And if he was,
great. Okay, because I decided this.
And if he was guilty, no punishment would be too great for him.
It's
like, oh, what kind of logic is that?
That was very poor logic.
If you're innocent, then you probably want to die as soon as possible. Yeah. What a weird thing. They scheduled the hanging for July 15th, 1914 in Paris, Arkansas, at the Logan County Jail there. Mm-hmm. And the sheriff ordered his men to shoot anyone that might get close to the jail because there had been rumors that an armed mob would try and rescue Tillman.
Why?
Because I guess some people supposedly thought he might have been innocent.
Do you think he was innocent?
I don't know.
I know.
There was one rumor that said that Tillman's father had purchased a high-powered rifle and ammunition. But that rumor also said that his father didn't buy the rifle to free his son from prison, but rather to kill him so he wouldn't have to go through the horror of being hanged.
Oh, that's kind of sad.
Yeah. The day of his execution, Tillman was found to have taken a large dose of morphine, seemingly trying to take his own life beforehand.
Yeah.
And there's like a whole big old crowd at the jail to witness the hanging, because that's what people used to do back then, I guess.
Spectator sport.
Yeah. Tillman maintained he was innocent all the way through and would be hanged until dead. And he is actually the last person who was hanged by the state of Arkansas.
Is it hanged or hung?
I've seen hanged.
Okay.
I know it doesn't sound like it's right, but it definitely is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
John Arthur Tillman.
I like your old stories because
they're so weird.
They are kind of weird. And it's like all of that, like if that was the case today, but of course, evidence and things have come so far, like what's the word? Forensics has come so far since 1917 or whatever.
Right.
So, I mean, like if the evidence they had that was evidence they were like doing a trial today, it wouldn't get very far. It's like, well, it's all circumstantial. It's like there is a line that this guy could be innocent. So it's like, beyond reasonable doubt. It's not beyond reasonable doubt,
Right. And yeah, I think maybe if we had like even fingerprints or something,
yeah,
that would have helped or whatever.
Anything. But it's so, I mean, how did you ever get proper convictions back then? It's just like, I think this person did it. It's like, yeah, it seems plausible. They're guilty.
I mean, that first case we did today, that one guy got off scot-free because there's a lack of evidence.
It's true. I can imagine probably it would have to be too much evidence. Probably everything would have had to have been pretty well circumstantial, Right.
It would have to be like who had motive and then if somebody saw you in the area at some point. Yeah.
But now forensics is so crazy because they could have done DNA on the fetus and seen whose baby that was. They could have, of course, had DNA from the cord around Amanda. And confirmed that the DNA in the house, if they assume that was the murder scene, I'm sure it would have been a plethora of evidence there, footprints, all sorts of stuff. Yeah, it's come a long way in 100 years.
It always just makes me think of the bit from John Mulaney where he's like, it's like the same idea of like, how did they solve crimes back then? Where it's like, detective, the murderer left a bunch of his blood in the hallway. And he's like, gross. Clean that up.
It's so true. It's like, what are we going to do with this? There's nothing that can be done with it. That's nice. And even back in like the 70s and stuff when they were like, oh, we have a pool of the murderer's blood. It's like, well, it's type O positive. That's cool. Like
that helps a bit, but man,
it doesn't go. It's still very, very broad,
Yeah. There's a lot of people with
O positive
whatever
blood.
your blood types are. I don't even know what my blood type is. I should probably figure that out.
I'm A positive.
You would be.
I'm A plus. I'm number 1.
What is it, like A, B, and O?
There's A, B, and O.
Okay.
So
how'd they come up with these names?
I don't know.
I want to know why they decided on O instead of just continuing on with like C. Yeah.
I don't know. It's a good question.
It's a weird thing to do.
That's a good question.
What makes it positive versus negative? Is it the electrical charge?
No, there's a
magnetism.
No, there is something called the rhesus antigen, RHESUS, or like rhesus antibody or something, and you either have it positive or you don't have it negative. So I'm A positive. So the blood I can receive is A positive, A negative, O positive, O negative. If I was A negative, I couldn't receive any of the positive blood because
the
thing is on it and I don't have it and it would mess it up. Yeah. So let's see. O, everybody can receive O. O negative, absolutely. Everybody can receive O negative. If you have a positive by you, you can receive O positive or O negative.
Okay, then.
And AB.
So wait, positives can receive negatives?
Positive,
but not the other way?
Right. Because you have the little antibody or whatever if you're positive. And so if you receive blood that doesn't have it, it's fine. But if you don't have it and you receive blood that does have it, your blood's going to be like, what is that? I don't know what it is. And it's going to freak out and attack the blood you receive that has the little antigen on it.
Cool. Gross.
It is gross. I love science.
Blood is gross. Oh.
Blood is amazing. It is the stuff of life. Just ask mosquitoes.
I mean, it does. It's where your whatever.
Everything is there.
All of it.
All of it.
Every single thing.
Blood is incredible.
Everything is blood.
It is.
That's why vampires need it.
That's right. And mosquitoes. Just ask them. They think it's awesome.
Hate mosquitoes so much.
But vampires are okay.
Well, one of those is real. One of those isn't. One of those.
I knew mosquitoes weren't real.
One of those is a constant terror in my life when it's summertime.
Vampires?
No, the days are longer in the summer. It's not as big a deal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I got
because they burn up.
I was like,
or turn sparkly, which depending on what you're working with there.
You're funny.
I am funny. Twilight is also funny. I still like. I don't know if we've talked about it on here when we watched the Comic-Con trailer for the second one.
This was
is
like
that New Moon. Is that the second one?
Maybe. I think so.
I know it was the second one.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
Then I think it was. Yeah, I think that was New Moon.
Yeah, and basically just had like somebody's like phone camera footage of the.
They were at Comic-Con taking a video of the trailer that was just released for New Moon.
Yeah. And it gets to the part where Bella crashes the motorcycle or whatever, and the wolf guy Jacob, he runs over and takes his shirt off, and you just hear all of these girls just like screaming and stuff, and then you hear like one of them just go like, "This is gonna be the best movie ever." Just
bad.
like that.
It's so bad.
It was probably like some 13-year-old girl or something.
The acting is so terrible. It's so terrible. It's so bad. And you know what? What's his name? The guy that plays Edward.
Rob Bat.
Yeah, Rob Pattinson. He's actually a pretty talented actor. Like if you see him in some of his other roles, like in serious movies, he's actually a decent actor and he takes his role seriously. But he just like, you should see him in interviews. Like
he does not like that. He was in Twilight.
He does not like that at all because it kind of typecast him or whatever. But
well, and also he's probably tired of girls like you screaming at him.
Whatever. Shut up.
You made me watch that one.
I did. That's because it came out at like the end of high school for me. And I think it was, like the end of high school. And so I still had, the movie started coming out after that. I was like, well, now I have to watch it. But I will say those are books that I will likely never revisit. So. No,
why would you? And I don't know if it's the same thing in the book, but don't they like, in the final battle, like doesn't even actually happen or something?
Yeah,
goofy?
In the last movie, the big battle scene in there,
it's like all a vision.
It's not even. It doesn't even happen in the book. That none of that occurs in the book. But I guess they had to have something that would be climactic.
Right. Like what do they do in the book? They just go like, "Hey, if you fight, then you're gonna die" or whatever.
No, that's kind of like, "Oh, we see we were wrong. We can't fight. We see that you have all these allies and."
That sounds very lame.
Yeah, and that's what the people are like. We can't end a series like that.
It's terrible.
So
what a bad idea. I like what was it? There was something. Oh, I don't like this. I heard the description of when Bella gave birth sounded horrifying because they like they like ripped the baby out of her or something crazy. Yeah. Well, yeah. So in the book, So like there's this in the series, their skin is really hard like marble, and so her uterus basically just like my abs. Yep. So her uterus she encapsulated the baby. It was hard like that, and so she couldn't give birth. She was dying, and she couldn't give birth. And they had to the other vampires had to gnaw open her uterus. So gross. Who thought that was a good idea? Stephanie Meyer, you freak. What a disgusting freak. Well, I mean, and also there's the whole thing where Jacob's gonna in love with her baby or something gross. Imprinted. Oh, that's so weird. Which I didn't realize when I read the book. Imprinting is an actual thing that happens. The animals do. Right. I didn't know that. Baby animals, they imprint on baby ducks. If you rescue a baby duck, it's going to imprint on you. It thinks it's your mama. Yeah. And so I didn't know that was an actual thing. Apparently vampires are like ducks. No, it's for the other ones. It's not for the vampires. It's for the wolf people. Oh, that's even worse. Because he's an adult. Yeah. That makes it worse. Yeah, it's pretty creepy. It's basically grooming. But he talks about who's it's pretty creepy. There's no defending it. It's pretty creepy. Yeah, it's horrible. Horrible. Who would want to
It's kind of a creepy all-around series if you think about it. A little stalking, a little bit of grooming.
Yeah, the guy who's like 100-something years old, obsessed with a 17-year-old. Don't they explain like her blood's weird or something? Don't they?
Well, I guess to like him, it's like
okay.
I don't know.
So it's like there wasn't even like a choice. He just had to be stalking her like a creep.
I know he had a choice.
It's so weird.
You always have a choice.
He does run away or something, doesn't he?
Well,
that's what happens in the second one, right?
I have no. Yes.
That's why she's hanging out with Jacob.
One? No, it doesn't happen No, it happens in the second one.
Yeah. Maybe he leaves at the end of the first one. I don't know. I never saw it, but
I don't think so.
The second one's the older one I've seen.
They're all bad. They're all really, really bad.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine any of them being any good.
And the books are actually better than the movies, but not by much.
It doesn't seem. Yeah, it doesn't seem like it would be.
It's just because the acting is so bad in the movies.
I just remembered that Anna Kendrick's in those.
She is in those.
Which is weird.
And she's probably the most famous. Well, I mean, I guess Rob Pattinson's fairly famous.
Pattinson's very famous.
And
Kristen
Stewart's pretty famous.
Yeah.
But she's pretty famous too.
Taylor Lautner fell off the earth.
Yeah, he did. He really did.
Oh, well.
Yeah, who cares? He's fine.
Yeah,
they're all doing fine. Also, the lady that plays Edward's like adopted mom, what's her name?
His adopted mom.
Well, in his family, it's the mom in the family, the doctor's wife, Esme.
Oh, okay.
The chick that plays Esme, she plays in my favorite TV show, Haunting of Hill House. She plays
I think I know who.
Yeah,
she's
the sister.
Yeah,
perfect.
That's not
What's her name?
Good description.
What's her name? I know.
The sister. There's 3 of them, but you know.
You know who I'm talking about.
I do actually know who you're talking about.
Why am
I just remembered. I just realized that.
What's her name?
I don't know, but yeah, I think she's the one that's kind of like weird looking.
She does have kind of an odd face.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna find out.
She's the one that runs the funeral home.
Yes,
in
Shirley.
Haunting.
Shirley.
Yeah.
Perfect, Cheryl. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shirley.
So that what a weird thing.
The actress's name is Elizabeth Reeser. If you want to know.
Okay.
That was a great show. She did good acting in that show.
That was a good show.
She was fine. She only had like a few lines in the Twilight movies.
I liked the time that they played baseball in the rain.
That wasn't a movie.
It was.
I don't remember which one it was.
It was in the first one.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
It couldn't have been.
I think it's the first one because they're like, check it out. This is what we have to do.
This is how we play baseball.
We wait for there to be a thunderstorm so that when we hit the ball real hard, nobody's like, hey, what's that noise of that ball getting hit real hard? They just think it's thunder.
I think you're actually right. I think that is the first one.
I think it is the first one. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. It's just so, I don't know. Who thought that was like a good idea? The sparkly thing. Like, I don't want to get on people about Twilight. This book series that people have had plenty of time to make fun of, and it was mercilessly mocked. So I don't know why we're talking about it right now. How did this happen? We were talking about vampires.
Okay.
That's what it was. Yeah, Twilight seems bad and dumb, but what are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do? You win some, you lose some. Anyways,
you should watch good vampire stuff like
What We Do in the Shadows.
Yeah, which
is a Taika Waititi film, and then it was made into a show.
And it has that guy, Matt Berry or something Berry.
I don't know
his name.
But Jermaine Clement is in the movie one, and so is Taika Waititi, and it's just it's a funny, one of the dry, funny New Zealand things. Again, I'm in love with Taika Waititi. I will shout it from the rooftops for everyone to hear.
Calm down.
He's the best.
And he's making a Star Wars.
It's gonna be good.
It'll probably be good.
And he made Thor Ragnarok, and it was great. And
he played the rock monster on that movie?
He did, and it was really funny. And he was in Jojo Rabbit and played Hitler, and it was, I hate to say this, but it was pretty funny. And
I think we've talked about on here about how he was happy to do that because he knew Hitler would hate that.
Because he
is not a white boy.
And Hunt for the Wilder People. So good. I don't think he had a part in the movie. He usually cameos in his own movies and shows, but I don't think he did a part in that one. He did Rhys Darby, who plays
Murray.
Present.
Yeah.
He plays Murray in Flight of the Conchords, which is another New Zealand thing. Rhys Darby was in the Wilder People movie.
Yeah, he works for like the New Zealand embassy or whatever.
Does he really?
I think that's what he was doing on that.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's funny. He's funny. He's really funny.
Yeah. I should watch that show again.
You should. It's really so good. Is it still on HBO?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's probably on HBO Max, I assume.
HBO Max is really hard to watch. Like, it's really hard to find an app. There's an app on my phone.
Oh, is it not on one of your TV things?
No. Can you believe that? Isn't that weird? Maybe they just haven't caught up to it yet.
Does
it's
the
fairly
PS5
new.
have it? I know the PS4 does. I was wondering.
It doesn't have HBO or HBO Max.
I'm sure that'll be fixed eventually.
Yes, they were working on it. And same thing for like Roku and stuff like that.
I want to say they may have gotten one for Roku now, but I'm not sure. I don't know. I mean, this happens sometimes with newer streaming apps. It takes them a while to get going,
and that's
beyond
fine.
Stuff.
That's fine. I can watch it on my phone. It's fine.
It took forever for PlayStation to get the ESPN Plus stuff on it, which was really annoying for a long time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I wish they had the New Japan app on there though, that nobody else would ever care about.
What is it? Oh, is it for
New
wrestling?
Japan? Yeah. In JPW World.
Wow.
Amazon Fire has that app. Why can't the PlayStation?
Who wants that? You're the only person who...
I am probably the only person who would want that app. And it's also like really poorly designed. It's like a nightmare to find anything on there at all. It's kind of terrible. But so is their website. So, it checks out, I guess.
That's right.
I don't know. I haven't finished that book yet. The High Republic one. Yeah, it's really good though. I'm somewhere in like around 70% through, I think. So, been enjoying that. I still wonder if I'm pronouncing people's names right in my head when I read it.
You're probably not.
Because they have all these weird names like Pica or Pika. I'm not really sure how you say it.
Pica is an eating disorder.
Oh. And then but some of the people are easy enough to figure out. It's like Loden Greatstorm.
Oh.
Hey, I probably know how to say that.
I like that one.
Yeah, he's a Twi'lek.
Which one's that?
They're the ones with the tentacles on their heads.
Okay, cool.
The person from college that had the tattoo, that was a Twi'lek.
Yep.
Ayla Secura. That's the name.
Secura. Who else is one? Ahsoka?
Ahsoka is a Togruta.
Okay.
Trying to think. There's like... trying to think if there's any other ones that I can think of that are like named characters. But you see them in like Return of the Jedi. Like one of them's like the slave dancer lady who gets dropped into the Rancor pit. That's a Twi'lek.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, Hera Syndulla from Rebels. She's a Twi'lek.
Okay.
I
only know this is the one you're talking about, Blue Lady.
Yeah, Ayla Secura.
Is she a vampire? Is she a vampire? Is she a Jedi?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
You get to see her get killed at the end of Revenge of the Sith.
Thanks for spoiling that. Appreciate that.
Along with you get to see Kiadi Mundi, however you say his name, the guy with the big head.
Hey, is that her?
Oh yeah. I don't know her name, but yeah, that's a Twi'lek. Yeah. She's in that episode of Mandalorian.
I think she plays Tonks.
That might be right. You may have told me that before. We're looking at a picture of the Twi'lek lady from that episode of Mandalorian.
Yeah, and I think she plays Tonks in Harry Potter, and she plays in that one show with the dragons, Game of Thrones.
Oh, that show nobody likes anymore.
Why? Shut up! It was great.
I'm not the one saying that. Game of Thrones fans are the ones saying that. They're the ones who are like, "Wow, that was dumb and bad."
You're dumb and bad.
They should never let those two guys write anything ever again.
Too late.
They were gonna do a Star Wars thing, but then after the Game of Thrones stuff, it's almost like they just kind of faded away. Like, we're not going to do that now.
What?
The writers for Game of Thrones, D&D or whatever they were called, they were supposed to do like a Star Wars thing, but it's not going to happen now.
They're still making the prequel to Game of Thrones. That's still a go. That's happening.
Yeah, why though?
I'm looking forward to it because they reference so much in Game of Thrones. It's like, what are you talking about? And it's like, oh, here's the backstory. So everything will make sense. It's kind of like how they did Star Wars.
But people didn't like those prequels very much.
The originals?
The prequels.
Oh wait, yeah. No, but I think
when they went back
I think these are going to
them.
be good. They've got a good cast, and I think it's going to be good.
Because I mean, like, yeah, the original Star Wars, Obi-Wan's like, I fought in the Clone Wars with your father, and he was a pilot. And,
I fought in the Clone Wars with your father, and he was a pilot. I watched.
And everybody's like, oh, what's the Clone Wars? That sounds cool. And it's kind of not as cool as you would think.
Guess what? It wasn't.
You
but
know?
It was.
Attack of the Clones is a terrible movie and super long.
I'm looking up right now about that Twilight. Her name is Zian.
Okay.
X-I''A''N. Could
Love
be
it.
saying it wrong.
That's very Star Wars.
Zian. Also, it's a city in China, if you want to know.
Oh. They do say her name in that episode, so we could go back and watch it and see how they pronounce it.
I'm looking at. Yep, that's Tonks. Natalia Tena. She played Tonks in the Harry Potter movies.
Tonks is a silly sounding name.
That's her last name.
What's her first name?
Nymphadora.
That's even worse.
Well,
It sounds terrible.
it's not.
Nymphadora.
Yep,
Nymphadora Tonks.
that's right.
What kind of name is that?
What kind of name is Harry Potter? I'm just kidding. It's a normal name.
Very normal one.
It is. What kind of name is Hermione? That's what I always thought. But now that I know it's Hermione, I've seen it different places, and I'm like, it's a very British name, is what it is.
Yeah, I suspect people who read it in Britain were like,
Oh yeah, it's my cousin's name.
yeah, they're like, Hermione. Yeah, it's a normal name.
That's
What are you
the
talking
name.
about?
Yeah, it's not weird.
We're talking about a philosopher's stone here, not some sorcerer's stone.
Philosopher's stone.
Can't believe they.
What?
That's just so weird that they changed it when it came to the U.S. and they actually filmed those scenes where they say it twice, once for America and once for the British.
Well, and there was something else I was reading. It's like they had to change the context of something because a chemist over there is what you would call a pharmacist here. And so I saw something where it's like, they asked American people, when you hear what a chemist, what do you think? It's like somebody in a lab who's mixing chemicals.
I think of Walter White from Breaking Bad.
Well, he is a chemist.
Yeah.
He is. And that's what you think of, is somebody with the goggles and the lab coat, not making meth necessarily, but just mixing chemicals in a lab. And it's like, no, it's a pharmacist. And it's like, well, that's not what I pictured at all. So, I mean, it's just contextual. So, if we told a bunch of if we told a bunch of kids that, the Philosopher's Stone, it's like, well, I see somebody with, doing the thinking little pose or whatever with your hand on your chin and,
But the Philosopher's Stone as an idea existed before Harry Potter. So,
right,
I mean,
but we don't know. Kids in America don't know it as that.
If they watched Full Metal Alchemist, they would know.
Well, thank God that you're the only one that did.
That's a very popular show. How dare you?
Yeah.
I only watched a little bit of it. But, I mean, they do alchemy in that show.
Oh, so it's a pharmacist playing with the sorcerers.
They're apothecaries.
I know what an alchemist is. I play games.
Okay.
I know things.
I don't know what that has to do with... What game has alchemy?
Skyrim.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
It does.
You haven't... Yep.
Yeah, I like the idea that you can't... there's characters you can't kill.
Yes.
I like the idea I saw once where somebody was like, if you build up all of your alchemy and stuff, you can create paralysis poisons that last for literal years.
Wow.
So if you use it on somebody, they're functionally gone for the game. How
crazy. Can you wake them? Can you reverse it?
Maybe. I don't know.
But why would you?
Right. Also, if you're paralyzed on that game, you don't take fall damage. So I watched a video where somebody made their companion attack them. They used this whatever the illusion spell is that does that.
Yeah.
And then they did the shout that makes you run real fast.
Uh-huh.
And they did it right as they shot them with the paralysis. And so they go flying off this mountain and they're just perfectly still.
Uh-huh.
And just hitting rocks all the way down, taking no damage because for whatever reason it cancels it out.
If you're paralyzed.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I think other people who do it too will take damage, won't they?
They may not take fall damage.
Huh.
So maybe you could paralyze somebody and then hit them with the Fusro Da off a mountain and they'll be fine. I don't know.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah, it's a very silly game.
It's amazing.
Yeah, I like it a lot. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't been doing a whole lot. I haven't even started the WandaVision yet. I
was going to address that. So one of my friends posted, she was like, oh, I'm so excited. This is awesome. I love it. And I was like, I commented. I was like,
and you said, "You're stupid and I hate you," unfriended.
I know, never. I said, I want to like this, but I just don't get it. And some people, they were nice. They were just kind of commented back on it. We're like, well, it's like, maybe, wait until the end, till all the episodes are out so you can watch it all together. Kind of like I did with The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
And so she said, I think it might make a lot more sense that way. And I was going to try to see, somebody said, here's everything you need to know, sent me a link. It was like, everything you need to know before you watch WandaVision. Somebody else commented, it also helps to think about it as a show about grief. Her dealing with the death of Vision is what's happening real, or what she wish were real, so she's like coping in her magic mind or something.
Right.
Like that. So
she's probably also sad that her brother got shot after only being in one movie.
That was far.
She could still be sad about it.
Yeah, she's fine.
She was mad about the Tony Stark's weapons from when she was a kid.
It's true.
That was part of her motivation in the thing, Age of Ultron.
It's true.
She was probably just sad that her version of her brother was lamer than the one that was in the X-Men movies.
He was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Although the actor is notoriously kind of a dick.
That's too bad.
A douchebag.
Yeah. Oh, well. Evan Peters.
Yeah.
The guy from American Horror Story.
Yeah.
That girls like.
He's pretty creepy. He's pretty unstable. But it's a pretty good show. So, most of the seasons. Not all the seasons.
American Horror Story?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've never watched it.
I need to start watching. Yeah, I literally haven't watched anything new this week. I haven't done anything. I've been pretty busy, so.
Yeah, I've been pretty lame, but I'm usually pretty lame anyway.
Truth.
That's just me. That's my personality.
And you're lame.
That's who I am to my core.
Really happy for you.
If you really boil it down, who is Andrew?
He's lame.
He's lame.
Nice.
And nobody likes him.
Okay, calm down. You're going too hard.
But I'm gonna make myself cry.
Anyway, yeah. So we'll just have to check back in next week with what I've been doing.
Yeah, I'll probably have finished that book. I got the second book came in.
Yay!
So
how long do you have? 2 weeks? 3 weeks?
Yeah, it came in like yesterday, so I've got like 12 or 13 days.
Okay, read fast.
That's an audiobook. It'll be fine.
Oh, okay, yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, I'll just listen to it.
The audiobook that I'm listening to, the one in that series that I was talking about.
The one with Thomas Holland?
Yes, but I can't remember the name of it. I can't remember
something about knives or something.
Well, the first book is called The Knife of Never Letting Go, and it doesn't say what series. Oh, Chaos Walking series. It's a young adult series. John heard it. He heard it's an audiobook, and so John heard it, and he was like, I was getting ready or something. He heard it in the bathroom, and I came out, and he was like, that narrator is terrible. And I have to agree. The narrator's really obnoxious. But so far, it's starting to pick up a little bit, so I'm interested to see where it will go now.
I hope in the second book that they don't have the Wookiee who can talk human words.
There's a Wookiee who can talk human?
There was, and it was really annoying on the audiobook because it was like...
The guy would do...
He was doing like a Wookiee noise while also saying human words, and it was so annoying. I was just like, I hope this character never comes back. I hope they leave Kashyyyk soon. I'm tired of listening to this guy.
Kashyyyk. Those are kitty cat people.
Oh yeah, Khajiit.
Yeah.
Khajiit has wares for you or whatever. Yeah.
Skyrim reference.
Yeah, I hated that character so much because of the audiobook. I don't know if it's as annoying if you read it, but listening to it was very obnoxious.
Yeah. I guess you run that risk with audiobooks that it's somebody else's interpretation.
Yeah, everything else about it was fine. I don't remember having a problem with the guy otherwise.
I guess the guy, Jim Dale, did the narration for the Harry Potter audiobooks. And he just set the bar so high.
Is he English or something?
He is British.
Having a name like Jim Dale sounds like a NASCAR racer or something.
It does, but no, I think he, you know David Attenborough? Of course you do.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of reminds me of that with just the nice, calming voice,
Yeah.
Oh, he was knighted. He's an English actor, narrator, singer, songwriter, director, and composer.
Attenborough? Or
No, Jim Dale.
Jim Dale?
Yeah.
Jim Dale?
Attenborough he just, he does all those nature show narrations, and he's
right.
like an advocate. I think he was knighted as well. He and his brother are awesome.
May as well.
I think it's Roger Attenborough and David Attenborough.
I don't remember.
Their voices are like butter.
Okay. Calm down.
Anyway.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you have anything you're planning on watching? I guess I need to watch Wonder Woman before that goes off Max.
Yeah, you do.
I don't know if that's happened yet or not.
I need to start watching. My headphones went out last week. My headphones I love so much. And they are the older version.
And they were pretty cheap, so.
But they're really good, honestly, for the price. They're from Amazon.
I have the same ones.
Yeah, and they're from Amazon. And when they're in, you can't hear anything. All you can hear is what's playing. And, I really liked them, and they were, way better than AirPods. Way better than AirPods, because AirPods let in all the sound. And when you're running, they're going to fall out. They don't fit snugly in your ear. AirPods are a crock of crap is what they are. So these were like $30 on Amazon, these Tozos. And they have different...
The ones we got?
Yeah.
Maybe in like 40.
35, something like that. Anywhere between 30 and 40, I can't remember.
They were fairly cheap.
Yeah, and they fit in your ear so nice. They don't move. They're practically soundproof. I mean, they're awesome. And they're water resistant. They're awesome. And for some reason, my headphones became unsynced with one another, and they would not sync back up, and I could not sync it to my phone. So I was like, well, I'm tired of messing with this. I'm too frustrated. I'm just going to buy freaking new ones. So
that's what happens when you're Miss Moneybags here.
No, I just got so frustrated and angry. I was like, I'm just going to freaking buy some new ones. You stupid piece of crap.
That's what the guy from Monopoly would do because he's so rich.
Except
Mr.
I'm...
Pennybags or something. I forget what his name is. It's something like that.
Pennyworth?
I don't remember.
Me neither.
I'm going to look up Monopoly guy name.
We celebrated Christmas this past weekend with my family because we've been unable to since Christmas. So that was nice. We got to have a nice Christmas dinner and open gifts with my niece and nephew. And I introduced my niece to Monopoly. She got Monopoly Junior. And we broke apart the family immediately.
Yeah. She was like, I don't care for this horrible, wretched game.
She won one time, but it was just her and John playing and he let her win. But me and Mom, she asked me and my mom to play. I was like, all right. She lost. Mom was like, you're not going to win everything. This is a lesson for you. I was like, oh my God. Because she she was buying up all those properties.
I think the worst thing about Monopoly, other than the part where it's terrible, is that just the idea that like one of you gets completely knocked out and it's like, all right, well, there's 3 other people still playing and I can't play anymore. We
just called it quits after one person got knocked out.
That's probably smart.
But it's Monopoly Junior. And so there's only $1 bills. So it makes it easier. And the version I got her was unicorn.
Ooh.
And so it had 4 different pieces. One was a bunny unicorn. One was a puppy unicorn. One was a turtle unicorn. And then one was a regular unicorn.
So it's just regular animals, but with a horn.
Yeah.
Sure.
And then the board is smaller. And then the properties are things like rainbows, sprinkles, ice cream, party hats, balloons.
That makes sense.
And it was awesome. I was like, yeah, I love this.
The Monopoly man's name is Uncle Jerry Pennybag O'Neill, aka Rich Uncle Pennybags.
There you go.
So yeah,
That's
Miss Pennybags here.
That is untrue.
Just buys
also,
whatever.
They were on sale, so
yeah, a likely story.
But I can't be without them. I literally walk around with them. I love having them in. They're awesome. I use them all the time.
Yes, I use mine.
I know
because we got the same ones.
We did.
Mine were black though.
Mine were gray, and now I got a nice, cool champagne color because I upgraded to the newer version. So
yeah, that looks more like a bootleg AirPods, whatever they're called.
The case does.
The case does.
Yeah, the actual device themselves does not, but they're cool. I like them.
Yeah, I guess if you were a real penny bag person, you would have gotten AirPods or
AirPod Pros because those actually do fit in your ears. But regular AirPods, if you buy those, you're a sucker.
Yeah, I don't like the way they look either, with like the stem hanging down. It always looks like a weird earring.
Yeah, it's weird.
I don't care for it. Not a fan.
Not a fan.
Which is why, and also I'm not rich enough to buy them, but even if I wanted to.
But why would you don't do it?
I got to buy something for like a quarter of the price or something.
That's right. Probably less than.
No, I don't know.
And somebody won the $1 billion jackpot for, I think it was Mega Millions.
I haven't even seen anything about that or kept up.
Well, John and I don't really gamble, but we're just like, we'll just dream about it and we'll just play our hands at it, so I won $12 on one of them, and then we used it to buy more tickets. tickets, as one does.
It's called investing.
That's right. So we didn't win. We didn't win any. That was it. All I got out of those tickets was $12.
Which you then spent on more.
That's right.
More things.
But it's fine.
Yeah.
It was fun. It was fun to dream. What would you do, Andrew? What would you do with $1 billion?
I would try and hope that nobody finds out that I have it.
Well, if you win the lottery in Arkansas, you have to disclose who you are.
I just don't want to be on the news and stuff.
You have to.
I don't want to do that. That sounds terrible.
Then you can't get your money. In Arkansas, you have to do it.
I'll change my name after I win
Fair.
and move somewhere else.
Yeah. That's what John was like. I like John's saying. Like, he's really thought about it. He's like, I was like, what would you do if you win the $1 billion? And he's like, well, first off, when I go on there, I'm wearing like a wig and a hat and sunglasses and like stuff that I wouldn't normally wear. So I'm hard to.
Yeah, I'll wear a suit.
Yeah. Yeah. Stuff that you wouldn't know. Exactly. And so he's like, and then say, you know, people ask, what are you going to do with your money on air? You'd be like, probably going to move to Hawaii or California, you know, saying that you won't stick around.
Yeah.
And so. And then he's like, and then the next thing I do would be hire, what do you say, a lawyer, a financial investor, and a CPA, basically. And it's like, well, those are very practical things, but okay. But honestly, you would have to almost with that much money.
Yeah, and I'm not one of those people who's like, I would buy a gold-plated private jet or something. Like, I don't care about any of that.
No.
Maybe get like a new car at some point with $1 billion. Maybe like
I think you can handle that.
a house.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And it's like, I'd pay off my debts. I'd pay off my family's debts. And then I would probably go on a big vacation with my family.
Yeah.
Like 2 or 3 week vacation and just us, you know, and treat my family, you know, to something nice. And then come back reality. We're going to save all this money. I'm a saver.
Yeah.
So.
Like put it into like a savings account that makes some amount of money by itself.
A high investment. You want to invest a lot of it.
Yeah.
But I don't know about that stuff, which is why I would have the financial guy.
I took a class on personal finance.
You could be my finance guy.
I don't think I did very well. I passed it though. So.
Oh, well, there you go. You could get by.
I think I got a B. I don't remember.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's why
I've done worse.
That's why I'm number 1. A positive over here, baby.
I was a B plus probably. I don't remember.
If you're a B negative, that's pretty rare blood.
I have no idea what I am though.
Find out.
How?
You can do like a finger prick test.
I do have experience with messing up my fingers.
You do?
Yeah, because
when you slice that.
There's that one where I sliced my.
Oh my gosh, let me see that. Why is your whole finger red and that part's white?
Oh, that's where like the thing got cut, but it's also because my skin issues I have.
Look at
so that's like because I've washed my hands like 1,000 times.
Me too.
So it's like a little dry there. There's also that one, that scar there.
That's awesome.
There's a cut it on a piece of glass.
Ooh.
So
it's like
I guess
me,
I'm experienced.
Right here, I cut off a flap of skin and squeezed it back together. Immediately, I was like, ah! There was like blood trickling down my head. I was like, something bad happened.
Yeah.
Anyway,
so
that's about it. That's all I got.
Yeah, I guess I should
take us out.
Watch something. I don't know.
Yeah, that too.
I don't know. Yeah.
I'm going to watch True Detective this week. That's my goal.
Okay, there you go.
I think I'm going to skip season 2 and go to season 3.
Okay.
And it was weird that I talked about it last week because my friend Sean texted me this week. He's like, have you ever watched True Detective? And I was like, oh my God, did you listen to the podcast last week? And because he's watching season 3. And I was like, I heard, and it takes place like kind of in the Ozarks and things like that and in Arkansas. So it's interesting. So brings it home.
Yeah. That sounds fun.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. I maybe I'll watch that Wonder Woman finally.
Yeah, we can talk about it.
It doesn't seem like anybody liked it very much, though.
I liked it just fine. Come to it with an open mind.
I'll do my best.
Okay, that's all I can ask of you.
Yeah. Yeah. You take us out. You're the one who knows all the stuff.
Okay. Well, you do too, but I'll take us out anyway.
Yeah, but I flub it every time.
Well, this has been Paint the Town Dead. Thank you guys so much for listening to us. We drop episodes every Tuesday unless caught on an airplane, I'm sick, or I get called in.
I think it's going to happen this week. I think it's going to come out on Tuesday.
Thank God it's you. So you can catch us on Facebook at Paint the Town Dead. You can catch us on Instagram at Paint the Town Dead, all one word. You can catch us on Twitter, PTTD Pod, and you can catch us on our email. Feel free to email us, pttdpod@gmail.com. Please be sure to subscribe on every platform you can, rate 5 stars on every platform you can, like our comments, posts, and everything, subscribe, share. Anything you can and any interaction you have really helps us out a lot, and we greatly appreciate it. So thank you guys for stopping by. We'll see you guys next Tuesday. Goodbye.
Bye.